Hey Steve, I'm Sandra Harris of Gibsons, BC. My postal code is V like Victor 0, N like Nancy 1, V Victor 8. I am mother, grandmother, companion, sister, friend, advocate, and much more. And I am proud to be Canadian. Who are you, Steve? You nor your policies are a reflection of what it means to be Canadian. I believe you are guilty of crimes against Canada and its people. I believe you are guilty of lying and cheating the people of Canada. I believe your agenda serves corporatism, fascism, war machines, oil, the 1%. You serve your corporate owners and steal from the taxpayers of this country, investing in things that were nowhere in your election platform. Did you really think we'd stand quietly and apathetically by as you destroy our Constitution and our cherished democracy? Did you really believe that we'd buy into austerity for a financial crisis that doesn't exist except for the 1% who creates all crisis, financial and otherwise? You have betrayed the people of our great country. Next election, I'll bet you'll be able to count on people from all over Canada, people who have never voted in the past, showing up to vote you out of office in numbers previously unseen in Canada. Unless, of course, Elections Canada does its job and calls a new election now. The days of trusting our politicians, political processes, and our election process are behind us now. You've shown us through your lies, corruption, and deceit that we can never be too comfortable because someone like you will be waiting in the wings to destroy all that we hold Canadian. Shame on you, Steve. Shame on you and all of your lying cons. Do you remember this quote from 2005? Information is the lifeblood of a democracy. Without adequate access to key information about government policies and programs, citizens and parliamentarians cannot make informed decisions, and incompetent or corrupt governance can be hidden under a cloak of secrecy. Those are your words, Steve. We've come to understand that you manipulate us with meaningless words and that, in fact, you are nothing more than an opportunist and a liar. You are really not of the integrity that Canadians are looking for in its leadership. And, of course, you hardly qualify as a leader, but you do qualify as a corporate puppet. You have called Canada a dictatorship, met secretly with a communist propaganda minister, renamed the Government of Canada the Harper government, broken the law when dismantling the Canadian Wheat Board, broken election laws, want police to spy on all Canadians with no warrants, secretly allowed U.S. troops full access into Canada, secretly allowed U.S. police full access into Canada. You spent $46 million of our tax dollars on a glass dome for Parliament? For the first time in Canadian history, you, our so-called Prime Minister, were found in contempt. You spent approximately $1 billion for your G20 three-day security summit, paid the RCMP $500 million at the G20 summit. Your personal security costs have been $47 million in just under 2 years. You spent $2 million for a fake lake and $9.4 million for the G20 fence. You committed the largest mass violations of civil rights and largest mass arrests in Canadian history at your G20 and chose downtown Toronto to hold your summit. Were you trying to instigate violence against the people, Steve? Your omnibus crime bill estimated to cost $19 billion. And no doubt there's another accounting error there, and the real cost is yet to be revealed. You committed $25 billion on a contract for Lockheed Martin F-35 fighter jets and lied to us. You are spending $35 billion for new ships, $9 billion for new super jails when crime rates are the lowest in 40 years. You are responsible for the Canadian loss of sovereignty in a secret border deal with the U.S. You prorogued Parliament, twice shut down Parliament in the face of opposition. Your illegal $50 million G8 legacy fund. You hired a $90,000 a day cuts consultant firm. You covered up Afghan torture. Your advisor, Tom Flanagan, called for the assassination of Julian Assange. Your advisor, Bruce Carson's fraud times 5, prostitute scandal, native water contracts. Your advisor, Hugh Segal, a senator, wants to erode Canada into a North American community, giving control to private bankers and corporations. You spent $23 million on a media center for the G8 leaders' three-day summit. Federal spending is up 22% since you took power. $226 million in proposed veterans cuts by you. You've dropped more than $10 million on propaganda news conferences over the past 5 years. You've cut over $200 million in environment spending. You defend asbestos exports despite cancer risks. Do you really believe that ordinary folks don't care about the arts, Steve? Do you really believe people don't care about Afghan detainee issues, Steve? Do you really believe that Canadian people don't care about contempt, Steve? It's time to give your head a shake, Steve. We care about all that and so much more. You have imposed your religion and religious beliefs on we the people of Canada. You won a majority election fraudulently through robocalls. You lied about bank bailouts. Honestly, you seem to be a compulsive liar, Steve, and I'll do everything I can within my power to see that you don't get another fraudulent election win. I'll do everything I can to reverse the decisions you've made that undermine the people, our environment, our fisheries and oceans, and I'll stand tall for democracy in this our country. You can make all the secret backroom deals that you want, and the people of Canada will stand in your way. Count on it. You are treasonous and you are not Canadian. Resign, Steve.